Good morning, everyone. Pikachu Shelby Billionaire. I know you guys seen the Facebook Live. I got calls, messages, and I have to address the hate. I'm not going to react. I'm not going to respond. I'm going to try not to swear and curse because you have to know what's going down behind the scenes. And I did file the lawsuit against the Supreme Court. I took the L for OHA, but you have to know what's going on in Y9967 because no one's explaining. And you've seen the hate from Lena Spain Suzuki. So that's the person who assaulted me earlier this year, witnessed by Sheena De La Cruz and the people in Pokai Bay. She assaulted me, pushed me in my booth, pushed me away. She wanted to fight. She said she controls the narrative. Pikachu doesn't mean shit. She never donated a single dollar to me for entire years of filming them in Pokai Bay for the Kapuna Council. That's 4, 5, 6 years. They never donated a single penny. They didn't buy me a tripod. They didn't buy me a camera. They didn't help pay for any bills. And after filming for all those years, because she denied me access to talk to Jill Takuda for a $1.6 million, not including the HAVA project. Luckily, Pikachu's Akamai already sent the paperwork out. And Lena Spain Suzuki is the manipulator. She's not Hawaiian. She's married to Joe Suzuki, who I have no problem with. But they're using the Kapuna Council to put people in charge, like Salty Wahine. She comes from the Big Island. She talks a lot of crazy stuff. There's nothing. Okay, I'm not going to say nothing about her, because that's her own thing. But it's like me going to Big Island to tell you guys what to do, how to do it, and I'm going to be your senator and rep. That ain't cool with me, because Lena Spain Suzuki is the campaign manager for not for Chris Moroka, for Salty Wahine. Why does this matter? Because earlier this year, Chris wants to be nice, a real rep. And Lena told him, I'm not going to be supporting Salty. I'm going to be supporting you. It's blatant lies and bullshit. BS. And they forget, I'm still on the Waianae Kapuna Council text threads. I still get all that stuff. So when you talk about all this hate and all this anger, it's because you're trying to undermine everyone to put your own people in through the Democratic Party. Some of you can't handle the truth, and why the next person probably going to be sued is you for defamation of character. Here's my lawsuit right here. Sierra Charlie Echo Charlie 26-0000571, filed August 12th before Hurricane Lala, against Scott Nago and the Office of Elections for breaking the law. Here's the law you broke, Article 2, Section 4. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. I'm going to prove it to you because I've not said it in my mail-in. I have it right here for evidence. We have a judge. It's already been assigned. I had to get the Jeff system. I talked to the Supreme Court of Hawaii, and I'll show you where you guys broke the law. Article 2, Section 4 says, you cannot be forced to choose a political party. This is the Constitution made in 1970, before I was born. I'm born in 82, folks. So how they break the law, and how y'all broke the law, is by step 1. You must select one political preference from the box below for your vote to count. Well, that just broke the law. Which law? I have it right here. Pardon the way, folks. Let me just scan it. It's like page 22. See, found it, 22. Article 2, Section 4 provides that no person shall be required to declare a party preference or nonpartisanship as a condition for voting in a primary election, and that secrecy of voting and choice of political party affiliation or nonpartisanship shall be preserved. That's the black and white from the 1978 Constitution. Now we're going to go in, okay? And that's the complaint. It's relevant because it forces you to choose one party preference first. And that's how you break the law. Meaning, if I'm forced as running for an OHA candidate, we are all nonpartisan. So if N must vote for N only, I have to vote for Bula'ia, right? So it says, if you're following these instructions, it's still breaking the law. Just because it says there in black and white, this ballot does not supersede the Constitution of Hawaii, made in 1970. I'm not talking about Hawaiian Kingdom U.S. No, this is a 1978 Con Constitution where they made this. And then they break the law. Meaning, if R chooses R, G chooses G, D chooses D, right? And you're stuck in a party. So why does D get to choose for N? If I can't vote for D, why does G, L, R, and everyone else get to vote for N? And how they break the law, because you can only do this, they only do this in the primary election. Come to general, they don't do this. And this is how we lose all the time. So we have a judge assigned, and this is the good news. We have a judge assigned. I got the Jeff's court case number, and we already served the paper electronic. It's already filed. It's already done, folks. So it's POW. And this is the proof and evidence I was working on. I did not expect hate from all those people on Facebook, because let me show you why I'm upset. My grandma who planted a tree 30 years ago, before I was born, this DHHL land, gone. 30 feet. I had to use this hand whacker to chop it down like this, one at a time. See? And how long this is going to take? Luckily, my neighbor unfortunately, his tree went down too. We had 2 preliminary trees that went down, and we had to borrow our neighbor's chainsaw, hatchets, and I'm gonna put it, this is only I had. We didn't have time to go store, everything was shut down. So the 30-foot trees are gone. Yeah, I'm sad because my grandma planted those trees. It's not like I can replant it back, it's gonna take time. But if you look at the pearl and the roots, it's not strong enough, as you can see here. So I did call 311 to address the issue. I talked to Josh, the boss, and when they come in, we're going to get more, because I have to borrow, because how do you cut down a tree? How do you break down the branches? The bucket was full right away. So we have 4 buckets from my neighbors. And so I have to thank Darius Keela, Salvation Army, Andrew Topola too, for the pizza from Domino's yesterday, because we still had no power, 7 o'clock, because it's going back to Salty Wahine and Spain Suzuki again. You guys promised on Instagram, Facebook that you're going to give 1,000 hot meals at the Makaha Community Center. The Makaha Community Center, when you Google it, is by the school elementary. Where you're really at is Calvin Endo's church. You guys don't know Calvin Endo. He's an OG, a nice guy, Japanese man, and he used to be on the board. So if you watch last year's board, before he got removed, they are using his nonprofit church. And if you go back to the footage with the Kona low storms, Salty Wahine would always be going, hey, come to the hub. Hey, and this is my same shit I got to say. Give credit to where it's due. Do not make like it's yours and you're doing it all. Because the reason why you're doing this is promote yourself through your own selfish propaganda to make like you're the one giving 1,000 hot meals. No one makes 1,000 hot meals in Makaha. I can tell you, average 100 to 300 max. Because why? I can give you the budget. If I buy the $5 bentos and I'm going to feed 1,000 people, that's $5,000. I got no power, no cable, no Wi-Fi. That's why I got upset. Because you got hustling, and I can't even get in comms. The internet sucked. I couldn't go live. That's why when I finally got power, I can put the text message because I know what's going on behind the scenes. Why do we lose? Because the Democrats are trying to push out Chris Moroka. How do I know this? Because I did the math. Look at the stats. Here we go. Total registration, 846,000. Total turnout, 280,442. Look at the mail. Mail-in, 274,093. What did the Democrats get? 210,283 votes. This is why we can't win, being a libertarian, green, nonpartisan Republican in a regular race. Republicans have the closest chance at 47,000. No party select is 9,570 people didn't want to be even any party. They did not break the law, but their vote don't count. We have more people who did not choose a party than the nonpartisan, which is sad. That's why we're losing. I can prove it to you in the numbers. The in-person turnout is worse. 6,000 people in the entire state of Hawaii. The Democrats came at 2,862, but the Republicans, this is where they beat them. Republicans believe that there should only be, walk-in ballots because it'll show the numbers. It is true. But this is how we're losing. And do I agree with what happened with Bob McDermott, Kanani Souza? No, I don't. But let me show you the OHA numbers, okay? So you guys see how much we got and how we lose. So even though Gary Cordery and Daniel Anthony are going to run for office, how are you going to convert the Democrats when they're stuck in the party? It's not personal. You just look at the numbers. So I took the L right here. I thought by going to all these meetings, going to every OHA meeting, city council, police commissioners, neighborhood board, and testifying would matter to all of you guys. And to show the world I'm willing to do the job for free and work it. But apparently, it's not true. When we look at the blank votes, there's 346,351 people who didn't vote for anybody. That is more people than an entire election combined. And that's why it's also in this lawsuit as well. Right? And we put a copy of it, of the ballot, of the statistics, and the judges have the court that I signed it. I sent it on August 12th. Today is August 18th. They have 10 days to officially respond. And I already filed and I confirmed it today in the Jeff system online. And that's why I'm not afraid to sue. And I told the Office of Elections I'm going to sue based on you breaking the law. We don't have any election commissioners meeting because we don't have any chair, like Commissioner Ralph Kushney said. Before, Ralph would never be on X. He was doing on social media, but he's kicking my butt on X. He's doing fabulous on social media, and he breaks it down for me. Meaning, we don't have a chair, so we can't have a meeting. So we don't have a meeting, we can't address your lawsuits. Because I'm inspired by Walling Christian, Painkillers, Ralph Kushney, because they filed lawsuits before me, and of course Carl Dix. But Carl Dix is my treasurer. We're still on the campaign spending trail, and I'm still going to close the account before the 28th. So yes, I'm still on the ballot. Yes, I'm still a political candidate. And yes, I did file the lawsuit. So all those people talking smack, guess what? People ask me, who are you going to sue next? I said, well, it's going to be the people who slander me on public, and I can back it up with evidence. You can say all the allegations you want, but Pikachu has evidence of assault by Lena Spain-Suzuki. I have witnesses. And obviously, when you're talking all this kukai, guess what? The next name is going to be your name on this, because all the Facebook, social media has public evidence of defamation of character, slander. And when I sue you personally, the Supreme Court only cost me $165 to take you to court. Federal court, $406. State of Hawaii, $365. By the time you lawyer up, it's really going to cost you $10,000 to $20,000 minimum. Because Pikachu will sue. I'm not afraid to sue. The next person, who wants to be the next one on the chopping block? I'm not afraid. You guys all talk shit. Oh, pedophile, this bullshit. I exposed Epstein files. I called Donald Trump a pedophile. Pedophile of the United States. I got the lawsuit from Katie Fang, who sued the DOJ again through Todd Blanche, and I got the copy of her lawsuit because it's online. And guess what? Pikachu Akamai, I sent a copy of the lawsuit, her lawsuit, to Chief David Lazar, Chief Reed Mahuna, Chief John Peltier, Maui Police Commission, Hawaii Police Commission, Honolulu Police Commission. When I do this last week before the hurricane, it's still in the motion. And guess what? Tomorrow's the police commissioners meeting again. I want to see David Lazar. And he's a 2 o'clock meeting. Chief David Lazar is going to come to Waianae on the 28th, I believe, or 26th at the comp. And people are going to complain. They're going to want them to speak Hawaiian and all this, la, 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 la. So from that point, if you guys are going to complain, don't wait for the 28th. Go to the police commissioners yourself. Talk to them. I talk to them every 2 weeks. I email them every 2 weeks. I email city councils, all 4 city councils. Yes, Pikachu testified in Maui City Council, Honolulu City Council, Hawaii City Council, of course, and all 4 county councils. I didn't get to testify because you have to testify in advance, but I already sent the testimony on their entire agenda. Pikachu is number 1 because I already did it. It's POW. That's why I'm telling you, I'm responding to all these hate you guys are going to see. And the one gift I got, and this is why I complain to my family, everybody else, I only got $200, folks, from the public campaign. That's it. From Robert Centillion and his wife. That's all I got. So everyone bitching, moaning, complaining, they didn't donate a single dollar to me. Not a penny, not a quarter, not a Pokemon card that's worth more than that. What I did get was from my friend's grandson, who's 13 years old. He caught the bus, he went to Pearl Ridge, and he got me this. I almost cried. Like I'm tearing up now. It's a hologram thing. He spent $10 of his own money, and he got this for Uncle Pikachu. I care more about this because the kid gave it to me, my friend's grandson, who was only 13. And he bought a $50 Charizard card after, okay, folks. You know, I'm being sentimental because if a kid can do this for me, you adults, I told you I'm not going to swear, but Pikachu doesn't have to be nice anymore. You didn't want to vote me in, even though I attend all the meetings, you don't. You watch my Facebook. And back to Lena Spain-Suzuki and Kopuna Council, they human trafficked and extorted me for years. I filmed them all for years. And they blocked me, booted me out of the Kopuna Council because they assaulted me. I do not put up with domestic violence, and neither should you. Nor should you have political leaders running someone else's campaign manager trying to overthrow Chris Moroka when they're not going to tell the truth. Why? Lena Spain-Suzuki, Salty Waianae, has never, ever attended the Capitol to testify on any bills. Nor have they written any bills. They have never attended City Council any time this year. They have never attended police commissioners any time this year. They don't do anything, but they really wanted your job. They said, vote for me because I'm a Democrat. Why are you voting for the donkeys? Why am I getting text messages and hate messages to stop? You guys didn't pay my bills. I only got $200 publicly because I have to get your name, your phone number, your address, and put it on the record. A lot of you, they don't want your name associated on the record. I said, that's fine, but I can't take cash. I can't take bribes. I have to put your name on the paperwork. It's legit. But obviously, even though I'm telling you and confessing my heart, I really thought, we'll go back to the numbers, that doing everything matters. What matters to me, I know it matters to people on the Big Island, it matters to Julie Harding, it matters to Ariel Sellers, it matters to Peter Boy, it matters to all the kids who can't be with us today. And I'm still fighting human trafficking, drug smugglers, and it hasn't stopped. And I started the Billionaire Foundation. I already applied for the IRS. I already got approved in the DCCA. And we're going to transition up Friends of Shelby Billionaire. I'm going to close the account by next week. And I'm going to move that to Billionaire Foundation. I already talked to Julie Harding. And we're going to do our own human trafficking, drug smuggling, counter combating event. And don't worry, we got mainland backup because we need 3 programs: aftercare, ABC, aftercare, and your Alpha team, Bravo team is backup, and C, you got to do comms because you have to rotate. Because when we do hostage rescue extraction, okay, guys got the guns and blazing, bang, 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 but you're not supposed to kill people, okay? But when you deal with children, and it becomes a hostage rescue situation real fast, because when we first encountered this, it was like we thought 1 kid. No, there's like 3, 4, then becomes 12, and it becomes all nuts. So us normal dudes should not be able to handle this. They normally can't. And so that's why you need the women to take care of the aftercare. But the problem is, when they were going to Josh Green in Hilo Hospital, where we dropped them off, they got sent back to CWS, CPS, back to the same system. Then I realized we have a problem here. Where do the kids go? They don't trust Halekipa, where Josh Green's wife was running. And then, what's her name? Jessica Munoz, Barbie. I call her Barbie. She runs Holo Nalapur in North Shore area. So that one and Susanna Wesley. That's the only 2 places I would tell you. But the problem with Holo Nalapur, they only do girls. It's like up to 17. And there's no place for boys. So my answer to all of you, if you want to know where we're going, is send them stateside. Because once they go back to the locals don't stay there running. They're on this messed up fentanyl, Batu, and all these other things. And I know who the drug dealers are, but no one stops them. And Lena Stain Suzuki, you didn't know, is a dope dealer. Yeah, she deals dope. She wants to call me a pedophile. Well, you're a drug dealer, and you're distributing. I know who you sell to. You sell to our Waianae neighborhood board members. It is what it is. But you guys can say all this shit on Facebook, and I blocked her. Because if you're going to talk hate, you could have just blocked me. Well, I'm going to respond to all of you, because the next person that wants to talk smack, go right ahead. I'm going to put your name on the lawsuit next. Oh, I see Emil. Aloha, brother, because he's nonpartisan for his race, too. So I do want to support other people in their own races. But I'll just say this. I don't have to be nice anymore, because you're not paying my bills. I only got $200 for all the work I did, for all on Facebook. And, you know, 1 sign is like $100. That's why I didn't put any banners. The other signs, like 10 to 20, you know, for the billionaire or Pikachu. And then the whole team was discussing copyright issues. Do we do Pikachu? Do all these things? And I said, I'm not going to spend any of the public money until after the primary, because I honestly believe doing all this hard work for all you guys would actually put me to the general. So let's go back to the numbers. For people that don't know, if you're tuning in, okay, we'll go back to only OHA's numbers, right? If you ask me any questions in the text, I can answer those questions. But here, right here. Just kill him. Okay. So here's where I'm at. So I want to thank the 11,418 people who voted for me. Most of it was in Honolulu, which obviously where I'm at. But how we're losing is that, yeah, West Side voted for me, but we got outvoted by Hawaii, Kai, North Shore, everybody else. And, you know, I love the people on the Big Island. They love me, but we don't have the numbers to win. And it's very sad when we go back to the page that blew away of how we have more blank votes than the total votes possible. So if you're asking the same question like me, that's what caught my eye. The first report, I knew I lost. It said 9,000. The second report, and this is report 3, we have 346,000 blank votes over 280, 442. And that's the sad part. As best we try with all our heart, sometimes we have to move on. Like this paperwork, struggling. So that's a lawsuit. It's already filed. We got the ballot here. And how do I close this? Well, I'm going to close by worshiping my grandma. Even though she's in heaven, people keep on saying kapunas, but there's no S in Hawaii. There's no Shelby. There's no plural in Hawaii. So when you say shit, it's kukai. Doesn't mean shitty, it's still kukai. You know, tree and stuff. So I have to honor my grandma who buried this for me. And I'm concerned for all of you guys. Why? This is our tree barrier, wind barrier for 30 years, folks, that my grandma planted. So did my other friend's grandma. Uncle Butch used to live right here. We used to live on Mount Kaala. And there's a lot of issues going down. I'm not going to address them all now. But this is literally what my grandma planted. And of course, I want to honor all you grandmas out there and kapuna, not kapunas. But the next hurricane that comes, we don't have these wind barriers, which is the trees do, it's going to be worse. Shingles will be flying off. There will be more damage on windows. And I'm just showing